Hey, it's Shahar. Welcome back to my channel, to the Witchy Reader. So I'm gonna be doing this reading vlog. I'm setting it up now for April, even though it's only March 11th. But that's because I'm currently reading an indie book, and this book's gonna be about reading indie books. But I'm saving most of the indie books that I own and plan to read for April because it's indie April, and I don't think I knew that, or I did know and I forgot. By the way, it's indie April, but I had already started this, and I'm not gonna keep putting it off. I had put it off for too long, and it's not because it's not like I didn't want to read it. It's just life kept getting in the way, and things happen, and it just got put off. But I'm like halfway through, and um I want to finish it. So I'll be so I'll be this vlog's about me reading indie books. So uh I'll be updating you on this book, and then when I'm done, I will wait until April when I read the other indie books I have planned. Cause what do I own? What indie books do I own? I own the first four books in the Warriors of Bria by Tabby from some of those writing sprints we do. Um, she has not yet published book five, but I own the first four. Then I have books one and two of Malediction, or no, Malediction is the first name of the first book. What's the trilogy name? The court of ritual court something. I don't remember the trilogy name. It's over there. I don't want to go get it, but something like that. Um, I own the first two books of that. The third book's not published yet, and then obviously this one. I don't own book four yet, or the prequel that's been published yet, and I don't have the money to get them yet. So yeah, and then I think I'm missing something, but or maybe I'm wrong. But and then I have Squeak, which I just got. It's book one. I don't know how many books are gonna be in the series, but I know the author's working on book two. Um, this and books one and two of the Court of Ritual trilogy were sent to me by the authors. This was signed by the author, and and then the other two books came with a note. Um, so yeah, that was nice, and I'm very excited to be starting these. I'll try to think. In April, I'll probably start with reading this one because it's smaller than all my other indie books I have to read. And I am very excited for this book. It seems interesting. So yeah, I have a book haul planned soon. It's gonna be a very short book haul, but I'll be getting more into this and like what it's about in the book haul because I did just receive this. But I have like one more book I'm waiting for it to get to me before I do the book haul. But it's gonna be a very small book I haul. I think there's gonna be like four books in it. But yeah. So yeah, I'm actually about to start reading this in soon. I was gonna start reading it like right now, but I think I'm gonna eat first and then I'm gonna read it. So yeah. Um, but I do plan to read it soon. So after I eat, I'll be reading this, and I'm very excited for it because um I've been enjoying it and I like the series. This is book three in the series. I already read the first two books, and yeah. So and I am enjoying it. Like I said, think I'm around halfway. Yeah. So I'll let you know how it goes and how I enjoy it. I hope to finish it this week, or it's Saturday, so sometime next week. I hope to finish it. So I'll let you guys know what I think. Hi, I forgot to do an update to let you know that I finished my book, and that was probably a couple weeks to a month ago when I started this vlog. It's the last day of March, so indie April's almost here, so I'll be doing this vlog a lot again. But I did finish that book. I wanted to do an update before April, so I can worry about the books I'm going to read. But I loved it. I rated it 5 stars, and now I can't get the rest of the series yet. Well, the series isn't complete yet, but the ones that are out, I can't get yet. Um, but I loved it, and I rated 5 stars, and I reviewed it, and yeah, so I can't wait for book five because that's when Astrid Lugo returns to the series. So yeah, but I'm excited for book four too because I haven't seen Bay and all of them since book two. Yeah, it's a bit of a complicated series, but I enjoyed it a lot. And yeah, so I will be updating you soon whenever I read because I have a book I want to read tomorrow for the first day of Indie April, which I'm excited for. So stay tuned. Hi, so it is April 1st. Um, and I'm going to be starting my first indie book of the month. Yay. I'm going to be starting Squeak. And I read the back of it on my TBR, but I'll do it again. 10-year-old Celeste Asher is as shy, quirky, and awkward as they come. After her mother remarries and moves her away from her friends, she finds herself alone and targeted by local bullies known as the Beastly Trio. If that isn't bad enough, her new stepfather is her fifth grade teacher. One day, using courage she didn't know she had, Celeste rescues a mouse from being tortured by the same bullies who torment her. Her unexpected bravery is the spark that causes her fellow students to take a second look at the quiet new girl. Her awkwardness is multiplied by an unusual new friend and a newly discovered ability, both of which she has no choice but to keep secret. This coming-of-age tale set in 1984 is about a young girl who, with help from a special little friend, learns to stand up for herself, develop confidence, make friends, and bond with her stepfather. So yeah, seems like a cute little story, and I am excited to get into it, which I'm about to do in a minute. I just wanted to let y'all know that I'm starting my first indie book on the first day of April. So I hope to have. I don't know if I'll have it done today. It depends on how much reading I get done, because it's later in the day than I originally meant to start this book earlier today, but I've been super busy, so I haven't had the chance to really sit down and read yet. But I also want to get some writing done. I started a novella for the Realm of Monsters trilogy, so I do want to get some writing done tonight. But I tend to write later in the day, and I do not know why. I guess that's when inspiration strikes the most. But yeah, so I do. So if I don't finish it today, I definitely want to finish it tomorrow. Um, it's not that big, so I can definitely do it. It just depends on how busy I am and when I want to write. So, yeah, but I am very excited for this. I cannot wait to delve into the story, and yeah, I'm sure I'll enjoy it. So I'm going to go and read now. So I will update you later on if I end up finishing it today or whenever I stop and let you know how I feel about it so far. And yes, so I will talk to you guys next time. Hi. So I'm on page 99 out of 253 on Squeak. I'm really enjoying it so far. There's a couple things that made me smile or laugh. There's a lot of references to older movies because it is set in the 80s, as I think I already stated when I read the description, because it says that it's the 1984. And that I like some older 80s and 90s movies and shows that were made before I was born, considering I was born the last month of 1999. um, I mean, some of my favorite TV shows were made in the 90s. And then I watched some movies from the 80s as well. Lost Boys, I haven't actually seen that since I was real little. So it's been a long time since I watched that, but I remember liking it. Um, there's The New Kids. I still watch that sometimes. I like that movie. That's from the 80s. Um, and there's Gremlins, which there was a reference to Gremlins, which I really like because I haven't actually seen Gremlins in a little while, but I want to rewatch it because I do enjoy those movies. My mom has a Gizmo that makes noise and it's really cute. Um, and yeah, so there's some references and stuff like that, which I like. And there was something that made me laugh. Oh, it was uh I don't know if I can find it now. I don't remember what page it was on. I took a picture of it because I was tweeting about this book, things that made me smile or laugh. Um, and I haven't deleted them yet, which I plan to. I just haven't gotten to it yet. But I wanted to share it because it made me laugh and I enjoyed it. Um, it was so it said I dashed to the playground on my way to school the next day. I couldn't wait to see if I could find the mouse again. I had to see if it was all real. It was most unfortunate that a crack in the road reached out, grabbed my toe, and sent me sprawling onto the pavement. Okay, not really, I tripped. But that just made me laugh. I don't even know why. It was just funny. I mean, uh, I know if like me or one of my sisters were like um walk into a wall or something, my dad would always be like, "Yeah, nasty wall jumping in front of you," and yeah, so uh, it reminded me of my dad and made me laugh. But yeah, so I've been really been enjoying it. I'm liking the characters. I mean, not all the characters, obviously. There's some really awful characters that I do not like. Obviously the bullies for one, but especially the Beasley trio, they're the worst. Um, but I love Celeste. She reminds me so much of her. Like she's said this. She reminds me so. I said she reminds me so much of her. Oh my gosh, I can't speak tonight. She reminds me so much of me. Cause she's a huge bookworm, and I mean, I always had friends. I mean, she is just now having getting friends for the first time in her life, but I was always a very outgoing person and not as shy as her, but there's one scene where it's like she wanted to read when her family was eating and they're like, no, you know, no books at the table. I'm like, yeah, that's what I would do. Like seriously, I would, everyone else is on their phones, not me. I had this thing in high school. I would be walking to each class reading. And I wouldn't bump into anything either. Like I knew exactly where I was going. I could pay attention to my book and where I was going. And it was and I had to train myself to get to that point. But yeah, so I've and so yeah, I love Celeste. But I also really love her friends, Kathy, Nicole, and Sean and Tex. Sean and Tex are just really sweet. They defended Celeste to the Beastly Trio and stuff. So yeah, I am really enjoying this story. It's really sweet and everything. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. Um, I wanted to get further than I did today. I think I'm done reading for the day. But like I said earlier, why I started reading so late in the day is because I was busy. But then I had to take a break because I was busy again and stuff. And like I think I said I wanted to get some writing done tonight as well. So I'm going to do that to get some writing done because I have some goals I want to reach this month. So I'm going to do a lot of writing this month, but also I want to have some reading goals, so I want to get a lot of reading done this month. I mostly just want to work on finishing my indie books that I own, and but this book I definitely want to finish tomorrow and no later, um, because I am really enjoying it, and yeah, so I plan to write now, and then tomorrow I will read more and let you know how I feel about it. Then, which I'm sure I'll continue to enjoy it because I really have been enjoying it. So, yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon with my next reading update. Hi, it is the third. I ended up not reading yesterday. My book's out there. I'm gonna read with my mom out in the living room, so I can't show it to you. But I didn't end up reading yesterday because it was a very busy and stressful day, so I decided to unwind in the afternoon by writing because writing relaxes me. And I did get a lot of writing done. I'm very happy with myself. I wrote 2 whole chapters, so yay. Um, but yeah, I am very excited to continue reading, and I hope to finish it today. We shall see how today goes, depending on how busy and stressful today will be. It hasn't been that stressful or busy yet, thankfully. Um, I've just actually it's been a little bit busy, but I'm going to continue reading. I'm excited because I am very much enjoying this book and I cannot wait to read more. So I'll let you know how that goes in a little bit. Hi. So I have a few things on my book. I finished it. It is still the third. It is 10:04 p.m. And I was interrupted a couple times because I had to eat dinner and stuff, but I wanted to finish it today and I did because I was really enjoying it and I did not want to stop. After eating dinner, I only took a couple breaks whenever um I was talking to my siblings for a little bit and stuff. But yeah, I read it a lot today because I was really enjoying it, and it was so good. I rated it 5 stars, and I reviewed it on Goodreads and Amazon. The Amazon one is still processing, but the review should already be up on Goodreads, and it does hold a tiny bit of spoilers. So anyone who wants to read my Goodreads review, just beware of that. But not much. but I really enjoyed it. I love the characters. Celeste, Celeste, I mean, I can't speak today. Celeste is definitely my favorite. Um, she's the main character, and I loved her, but I absolutely loved her friends as well. Which they're all on here except for Briz, which is her mouse friend, but I liked Briz too. But Sean, Tex, Nicole, and Kathy, they're also amazing, and I love them all for different reasons. And it was just I really enjoyed it. I don't want to spoil anything by giving away too much about what happens or the story itself besides the main plot, because you should all read it definitely, especially for Indie April. Um, it was such a good read. It's not my usual read. Anyone since for anyone who's been I can't speak today. It is late. Do not blame me. um, I've been subscribed to my channel for a little while now. You should know that this doesn't really seem like something. I mean, I love middle grade, but um, I usually don't read something like this, except for once in a blue moon if something catches my eye. Um, but I decided to give this a try, and I loved it a lot more than I thought I would. I mean, it's very rare that I rate non-fantasy 5 or 4 stars because fantasy is my everything. Though the author did tell me there will be some magic elements later on in the series, so I'm excited for that because you should know I'm obsessed with magic. So yeah, it's not my usual read, but I really enjoyed it. So even if this isn't your usual read, it's late. Okay, it's late. I can't speak today. But even if this isn't your usual read, I definitely highly recommend giving it a shot because it is just so good, and I loved Celeste and all her friends, and the oh my gosh, I my favorite scene by far is when they give the bullies, which are named the Beastly Trio, what they deserved. I'm not gonna go too much into the scene because, like I said, I don't want to spoil anything. But that was my favorite part of the entire book. I'm not even going like it. I loved everything about it. But yeah, so I love all these characters, and I loved her connection with Briz, and yeah, all in all, it was just a great read, and I definitely recommend checking it out. Especially if you like middle grade. And yeah, so check this book out. I definitely highly recommend it. And I'm excited for book two whenever that comes out. And yeah, so I hope you guys check it out and that you enjoy it if you do. And yeah, so I'm going to be reading book one in the Ritual of the Quartz trilogy next. Well, I have a book on Libby that I need to read first because I need to read that before it goes back, which is the last Twisted Tale book I want to read. So I want to finish that finally and finish my other reading vlog that I've been have doing for months because it's been taking me months to finish the series because of things that's been going on. Um, life things that happened last year, and then it's taken me forever to be able to get a copy of this book, so I want to finally read it. But after that, I'm going to be starting the book one at the core of or the Ritual of the Core. I always want to say Core of the Ritual when that's not right. The Ritual of the Core trilogy, which is called Malediction. I'm very excited for that, so I will be starting that very soon. I'll let you know when I do and how that goes. So until then. Hi, I forgot to update earlier today, but there wasn't much to update earlier today, but I decided to start reading Malediction, another one of my indie reads. I have books one and two I plan to read, and I got a good portion done for one day. I was originally gonna read more than this. I was hoping to get a good halfway done, but I started feeling crappy, and I have things to do tonight before I go to bed, so I'm just gonna continue reading tomorrow. Depending, I might be a little busy today, so I hope to get at least 100 pages done again tomorrow. Maybe more if I can, but if I can, that's okay too. Um, but yeah, it just depends on how busy I am and my mood to read. Because I do want to read, but I also want to write. So it depends which mood is stronger. But I am loving it so far. I love Scarlett. She's amazing. um, she may become one of my favorite protagonists. Because, I mean, I have a few that I say are my favorites because, like, I read a lot, so I have like more than one favorite, obviously. But she could be up there depending on how the story goes. And I'm only 100 pages in. Like I said, I love Scarlet. She's amazing. I I love her. I love her, and I love her relationship with Elijah. And I hate pretty much everyone else. Well, I have mixed feelings about Ashton, but everybody else I kind of hate, to be honest, so far. There's been a lot of talk about Hunter, and he seems cool, but we haven't actually met him yet. Hunter is Scarlett's twin brother, but he's ran away 5 years ago, and but she's currently in the town where her mom was raised, and but she's not there with her mom or her dad. She's there with her grandparents and uncle, who are all awful, especially her uncle. I despise that man. And it's giving me serious vibes from that episode of Criminal Minds when uh Luke Perry was this like cult leader, and he was controlling everybody's lives, and he was just I'm not even kidding, like that episode came to mind while reading this. Seriously. Oh, it's giving me serious vibes from that episode. But And Scarlett befriended Elijah because he's an outcast, because this is a very small, very seems like one of those towns that are just so this is a very Catholic town, and they make it like you do one sin, then you're going to hell. And yeah, that's the kind of people these people are, all except for Scarlett and Elijah. Elijah's an outcast because he's gay, and that can't be. But yeah, so I am loving it. I love both Scarlett and Elijah's characters, especially Scarlett. I know she's gonna be my favorite throughout. I can already tell. But I love Elijah too. As of right now, he's my second favorite. They're the only characters I really love at the moment. So there's not much. So yeah, but I'm loving it so far, and I'm only 100 pages in. I think I'm on 115. Yeah, I'm on page 115, chapter 11. And yeah, so I'm very excited to, I'm gonna try that again. I'm very excited to continue. And yeah, I am going, like I said, I'm going to read more tomorrow. I don't actually know how busy I will be tomorrow. If I am busy, it will be more earlier in the day. So uh, I think I'll have time later in the day to read. And I do want to get some more of this done. Heck, depending on my mood, how big my reading mood is, maybe I can even finish it tomorrow. I have no idea. But like I said, it just depends on how busy I am, how I'm feeling, cause um uh currently not feeling too great. Which is also part of the reason why I stopped reading for the night. But and my mood to read. But I do want to continue as soon as possible, so I do want to get at least some read tomorrow, and I'm very excited to continue and see what happens, because I want to know, because there's some freaky stuff going on, and I'm very curious to know what freaky stuff is happening. So yeah, but I just wanted to update before I forgot, because I actually stopped reading like half an hour ago, and I've just been like catching up on notifications and stuff and relaxing a little bit before I go to bed. Um, but I almost forgot to update, so I'm glad I remembered. But yeah, so I'm going to update you guys tomorrow on how my reading ends up going, and let you know what I think from at that point on. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Hello. So I have been reading on and off for the last several hours. I ended up getting busier than I thought I would in the afternoon, but I was still able to read a good chunk, and I'm very happy. What page was I on last night when I stopped? 118? No, I thought I was further than that. I have no idea. But I was still in the 100s, earlier 100s, I'm sure of that. And now I'm on 285, chapter 26. I only have like 10 chapters left, so I originally wanted to get some writing done tonight, but now I'm kind of debating on finishing this book or writing. because I'm really enjoying it and I kind of want to see what happens. Um, and then um, and then if I did finish it, I probably won't start book two tomorrow, just because if I don't get any writing done, I want to get a lot of writing done tomorrow, so I might write throughout the day, on and off, depending on how busy I am. Um, but depending on how this book finishes, I might want to read book two as soon as possible, because that tends to happen. I'll finish book, be like, oh, I have to know what happens next, and if I have the next book, if if I own it and it's out, I mean, book three is not even out, but if it was, I don't own it, so it's not like I could even read it at the moment now, anyways. But yeah, so if I own the book, then I want to read it as soon as possible, and um, especially depending if it leaves off at a cliffhanger or just something intense happens, and I'm like, I need to know what happens next, and then I'll start the next book soon. So, I mean, I may end up starting book two tomorrow. That's why a part of me is like, maybe I should stop now and then I can get some writing done and then I could finish this tomorrow and start book two tomorrow. I have no idea. It just, I don't know. I'm starting to feel kind of crappy again. Um, so maybe I'll just relax. Maybe I'll get some writing done after all tonight. But at the other point, with the way the chapter ended as well, I'm like, should I read a little bit more? But if I start reading a little bit more, I'm gonna want to be like, yeah, but then it ended like this, so let's read a little bit more, and let's read a little bit more until I finish the book, anyways. And it's already 10:49. It is the 13th. I forgot to say the date. Um, I don't know. I want to finish this one and Castigate. That's the book two title, I think. Castigate, something like that. Um, because I still want to read books 1 to 4 of the Warriors of Bria. It's already 13th. I don't know. I mean, I've been finishing pretty early once I actually start reading because I've been busy and things, and then I was in kind of a slump for like a week or so after I read Squeak in the first few days. But then after that, I was just in a slump and um writing and reading slump. I wasn't reading or writing. I was just watching TV, which even though I do love TV, I'm not as big of a TV watcher as I used to be. I'm much more into reading and writing, but than watching TV. So yeah, but I so because of that, I wasn't getting reading done. But I finally wanted to read, and so I picked this up, and I've been loving it. I mean, I only started yesterday, and I'm already almost done. I only have like 10 chapters left plus the epilogue. So yeah. Um, and I want to finish Castigate so that I can, because I still want to read the books 1 to 4 of the Warriors of Bree. Book 5 isn't out yet, and I own books 1 to 4, so I want to read them this month since it's in the April. And the thing is, once I start reading, I don't want to stop until I'm done with the book and or the series, depending on how into it I am. I mean, I can be enjoying it but still want to take breaks because I want to do something else or I'm just not in the mood for it at the moment. But when I'm really, really enjoying it, it's hard for me to stop. And I'm kind of at that with this book. I'm absolutely loving it. This could become a new favorite series, honestly. I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm not even saying it just because I know the author. Like, I'm seriously loving this book. I'm in love with Scarlet. I think I'm losing my voice. It sounded all weird there for a minute. Anyways, I am loving Scarlet. Like I am in love with her. She. Oh my gosh, she's my spirit animal, and I have not met a character that I feel represented by in such a long time. Like I cannot remember the last time I felt more attached to. Well, I wouldn't say attached because I felt attached to a lot of good characters. That's not the right wording. Like I just feel like I just see myself in Scarlett a lot. A lot of the little things she says or does. It's mostly the things she says, to be honest. Like her thoughts on religion and belief. I'm not a very religious person at all. I'm not even sure if I believe in. I'm just not a religious person, and there is some religion in this, because a lot of the people in the town believe in it, but she doesn't. and I love it for her for that. Uh, and I'm loving Elisha as well. Ashton has grown on me a lot. I know in my last update I had like mixed feelings about him, but now he's completely cut ties with his friends where when he because those are the friends that he act jerks with, and now that he's dating Scarlet, he is much better. So I am liking him, not as much as Scarlet or Elijah, but he's probably my third favorite character now, but there's not many characters to actually like. Though most of Elijah's family I've actually grown to like, except for his sisters. Well, a couple of his sisters aren't that bad, but they don't have a bit huge presence. He has like huge family. They don't have like a huge presence, so it's like it's like I feel indifferent towards them just because I don't feel like they're actually on that much. His brothers are on a lot. His one sister, she's still not on that much, but I still manage to hate her. I don't like his mom very much either, but I like his dad, how he's standing up for Scarlet and Elijah, even to the mom. I'm really liking that. And the brothers have really grown on me. And I love every scene that Scarlett goes off on people. Especially when it's her uncle. But she had a scene where she went off on Amy. That's the sister I hate. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I just love the scenes when she goes off on people. Because the thing about Scarlett is that she won't take anybody's crap. If somebody isn't treating her right or disrespects her, she will call it out, call them out on it, very loud, very publicly. I can't speak today. Publicly, and I'm just like that. Like seriously, when my mom had her old boyfriend who I did not like, I have never disliked someone the way I disliked him. Um, I'd say he's the only person in the entire world I've ever hated. But I was not afraid to go off on him. Constantly. Standing up for myself and my mother. And Scarlett's a lot like that. And then her thoughts on religion and their religion and her belief system is just she reminds me so much of me, and I love her. I love her and I love Elijah and I love their relationship. Um and yeah, so if you cannot tell, I love them. This update has become me just gushing over these two characters because I'm obsessed. But yeah, so I'm not even kidding when I say this could become a new favorite series. I mean, I have several favorites, obviously. Nothing will ever top Secrets or Harry Potter for me. Those will forever own my heart. But Six of Crows is a favorite of mine. So is Monster High Girlfriends. Um, so is Six Crows. Those are always the first ones that come to mind when I say favorite series. Um, but I'd say this is probably pretty high up there. So yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. This is I knew I would too. Like this has been on my TBR for so long, and um if my best friend hadn't sent it to me, she knows me so well. I'm not even kidding. Like I sent her. She told me to send her like three things I wanted for my birthday. Um, because so it could be somewhat of a surprise. Uh, so I sent her the links to three different indie books. Book one of this series and um two other indie books that were on my TBR. And this was the one I was most excited for too. And she sent it to me, and I was like, I can't believe you sent me this one. And she was like, well, I know you. I mean, you're obsessed with witches, and she's not wrong. Like, I knew I would love this book. And because she sent it to me and I posted on Twitter, the author said, who was about to republish it with a new cover, offered to send me the revised version, and she ended up sending me books one and two, which I was not expecting, but I loved. And so I'm very excited. And like I said, my bestie knows me. My bestie knows that I am obsessed with witches, and she knew which book to get me because she knows me very well, apparently. Like, I always knew I would love this book. Like, it seemed right up my alley. Anybody who knows me knows my love for witches and magic. I love fantasy, but my favorite part of fantasy is the witches and magic part. That's why it's usually witches that I write about. Um, so and I've I fall in love with this story and I'm so excited to continue. But like I said, I'm kind of starting to feel it's very hot here and we don't really have air conditioning, which is why the window's open. And um I'm starting to kind of feel a bit lightheaded and off, and I wanted to write, and still want to finish this book. So I've torn between reading and writing, but because I feel so crappy, I'm like, maybe I should just watch TV and do nothing. So I have no idea what I'm going to end up doing tonight. I mean, it's 10:58, so it's almost 11, but I don't feel tired. I feel I wouldn't say energetic because I don't, but I feel hyper if that makes sense. Yet lightheaded. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like I like obviously, but I think the hyperness is just because I'm talking about this book that I'm loving. So I'm kind of talking a little bit fast because when I get passionate about something, I talk really fast, and then I've been told that's a problem. Like I've been told that I do that. I get really passionate, that I get so excited, and it's hard for me to stay still. And you can just see on my face that like I can't stop smiling, I can't stop talking really fast and really loud, and I do not mean to. It's just a thing I do when I get passionate about something, and I'm a very, 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 very passionate person. If you cannot tell, I'm gonna calm down now. But if you like witches and rituals, definitely check this out. And I'm going to do some self promo. If you like witches and rituals, also check out the Chris's Light duology, which is mine. I had to. There was this tweet that I wanted to do where I quoted a tweet was like, okay, so it was like, um, recommend people one of your books and another book that has some common themes or whatever, like some that have some similar storylines or whatever. And so I wanted to do it with each of my series. Um my two published ones and then my ongoing one. And for the Curse of Light, I paired it with this one because that's the most witch based. Like all my books have witches, but that's the most witch based. Plus, there is a whole ritual thing in the second book, and this trilogy is called Ritual of the Core trilogy, so it literally has ritual in it. So my guess is there's gonna be some ritual of some sorts. And she's already done like small rituals, so I'm guessing a big ritual is coming. But yeah, now I'm tired from all this talking. I ranted way too long. I was just gonna be like, I just was gonna do a 5 minute update, but that did not happen. This is now up to 13 minutes on this one single update. Editing is gonna be hell. Okay, now I'm tired from all this talking. um, so I'm gonna think I'm gonna stop for now. But I have no idea what I'm gonna do tonight. Like I said, even though it's 11 p.m. exactly now, I don't feel tired. So I have no idea what I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll rest and finish because I'm on the last episode of this season of the show I'm rewatching. So maybe I'll finish the show, and then depending on how I feel afterwards, I will decide if I should finish my book or write. Because if I don't write today, I'm gonna want to write all day tomorrow. But if I finish my book, I may want to start book 2 tomorrow as well. So I have no idea. Maybe I'll read a little bit of book 2 just to know how it starts and then write. I don't know. It also depends on my mood tomorrow. Just because I want to write tomorrow doesn't mean I'm gonna have that mood, and just because I want to read tomorrow doesn't mean I'm gonna have that mood. I'm a mood reader and writer, so yeah. I'm a mood everything. Mood reader, mood writer, mood watcher, and now I'm at 14 minutes for this update, so I'm done for good this time. Okay, that is all. I will update you later tonight or tomorrow, depending on when I end up finishing this book and when I'm ready to read book 2, and let you guys know my final thoughts on this book and how I'm enjoying book 2 once I start that. So I will talk to you guys in my next update. Hello, it is 2:06. I finished the book about an hour ago. It is the 14th, so I am still up. I am back, and I decided on finishing the book. Was it smart? Probably not. It's 2:06 in the morning, and I was gonna make a review while still fresh in my mind. At least film it. I can do the editing and uploading tomorrow because I'm definitely not doing all that today. But while it's still fresh in my mind, at least get the review done. But I finished it. Where is it? I put it over here. Finished it. How did I feel about it? I loved it. I loved it. I did a review on Goodreads and Amazon. The Amazon one is still processing because the reviews can take up for a couple of days for them to actually, show. But um, I swear this is gonna be a new favorite series. I can already tell. I am obsessed. There was a twist. So I had a couple thoughts when I first opened it back up again after my last update when said I wasn't sure I was gonna continue tonight and finish it or could finish it tomorrow, but I'll obviously finish it tonight. But I was thinking how much. So I noticed something about myself. I noticed this a little while ago, but maybe it's because I'm Arrow Ace, hence the asexual necklace I am wearing because I wanted to. um, but even though, don't get me wrong, I love a good romance side story in my fantasy, but I do like it to be a side story. Like when I write romance in my fantasy stories, they're always side stories. And I mean, I feel like in my current series, even though there is romance in there, so much has been going on that we haven't got that much of that aspect. Uh, Now that the main character and her love interest are back in the same realm again, we're going to be getting more of that to lead up to when they finally get together in book 3. But it's still kind of just sprinkled in there. Uh, and I feel like it's not like romance is always a side story in all my series. Um, and in my current series, the main relationships is actually between Calista, Isabella, and Henry. Three of them have this really tight bond. It's a family bond. Calista and not Calista, Isabella and Henry are adopted siblings, and Calista is practically family, not by blood, but technically they're not by blood either. But it's kind of more complicated on Calista's end. But at the end of the day, the three of them are family, and they all love each other and would do anything for each other, which is shown a lot. That is the main relationship. I noticed that my favorite type of relationships are friendships, but I do also love a good family relationship between like siblings or whatever. And my most of my favorite series, even if there is romance in there, the friendship is the most important thing. My two favorite series, Harry Potter and Seekers, um, both start and Percy Jackson, which is up there in my top 5. All they start out their these characters start out very young, so romance isn't really a factor until they get a bit older, a little bit later in the series, once they start developing these feelings for certain people, or Bears and Seeker's case. But even once the romance is introduced, it's well, it's the friendship is still the most important thing, especially with Harry Potter and Seekers. I feel like with Percy Jackson, the main relationship was kind of Percy and Annabeth, but Percy and Grover's relationship was also very important. Um, and and but Harry Potter Seekers, the main relationships in Harry Potter was obviously the Golden Trio. I still think Ron and Harry's friendship was the most important, but yeah. And then Seekers, it's the friendship between Kalik, Udrak, Tuklo, and Lusa. And then Monster High, there's hardly any romance in the Girlfriend series. Um, it's mostly about the friendship between Rochelle, Rebecca, and Venus, and a little bit with their friendship with Sai. And then my other favorite series that's in my top 5 is Six Crows, which that one is a little bit more heavy on the romance than the other ones because it does. There are obviously heavy romances with Nina, Matthias, Kaz, and Inej, and Wylan and Jesper, my personal favorites. So shh. But so, but the friendship between Six Crows, the found family aspect, is still very important. So that's one thing I noticed about myself. And one thing I noticed when I was reading this is that even after um, Scarlet gets with Elijah's brother Ashton, the main relationship was still her relationship with Elijah. I mean, I'm sure once, she finds Hunter and stuff, her and Hunter's relationship will be just as important as her and Elijah's, if not more. But as of right now, the main and most important relationship is between her and Elijah. I mean, Ashton doesn't even have his own POV chapters yet. I don't know if he ever will, um, but Elijah does. It's right now Scarlet and Elijah's POV chapters plus the epilogue, which was Hunter's. So, and the next book is supposedly from what little I know, Hunter's heavily featured. So I'm guessing, because that's kind of his book. Like this is her book, that's his book. I don't know about the third book. I would love if Elijah got his own book, but I don't actually see that happening because the third book's probably just gonna be like equally theirs. But I'm going a little bit off topic, but I just love how the main relationship is between Scarlett and Elijah. Even after she gets with Ashton, even though they are featured and it just show how much they care about each other, it doesn't overshadow her relationship with Elijah, and I absolutely love that. That's also something I love in what in these series. I also love um Adonis Ransom. Um, there it hasn't been that much romance yet. I'm pretty sure Asher and Luca are heading that way, which I explained in uh before that in another video that I was okay if they would remain friends or go into the romantic direction because I love the relationship regardless. But it does look like after reading book 3 that they are heading that way, and I absolutely love it. So I love whenever friendship or family relations or whatever is just as important as the romantic aspect or and even more. Like I just feel like there's so many times when I'm reading series where the romance is the most featured. I mean, I prefer it as side storylines, obviously, but like if the main relationship is the romantic one, and so I love whenever I read one where it's not. Um, so I absolutely love that. I ended up having mixed. I know I said at the beginning of the book I had mixed feelings about Ashton. He seemed not that bad when he wasn't around his friends, but when he started dating Scarlett and cut ties with his friends completely, I was like, hey, you know what? I like him. He's my third favorite character. But then again, there weren't that many characters I liked to begin with. Don't get me wrong, but most of Elijah's and Ash's family ended up becoming a lot better, and I really ended up liking them. And I like Scarlett's mom and her grandmother from a little bit that we saw them of, and the little we saw of um her dad. And Hunter, we've heard about him both from Scarlett and Elijah because Elijah and him were best friends when they were younger. Um, and then we got like the epilogue of him, but I don't know much about him yet to have strong feelings for him one way or another. I hope I'll end up loving him. He may be the new third favorite, but now I have mixed feelings about Ashton. I know Scarlett forgave him because they kind of broke up for like a few chapters, but I don't know if she should have. I know he was. I don't want to get too spoiler with this. Let's just say he kept something very big and very important, something that's literal life and death from her. I know he thought he could protect her and he was trying to protect her, but something that big, she deserves to know. And I love the scene when uh, Elijah goes off on him. Like I said, their relationship, everything to me. They are my favorite relationship in this series so far. Uh, I love it. But it's late. But I lost my train of thought. Um, but so yeah, I have a lot mixed feelings for Ashton again. I mean, I know he had a good intentions. I just think I don't know what was going through his mind, like what made him possibly think that not telling Scarlett would be good. Like even if he could successfully protect her, I'm sure there was and what his plan was just so he was going to tell her the day after because he was the day that this thing was supposed to happen. I'm trying not to be too spoiler. He was gonna take her away for a date that lasted all day, and then the next day was going to tell her. How did he think that was gonna go? Like seriously, whether the plan worked or not to protect her, like how did he think she would react? His plan was just so oh my gosh, but But yeah, so now I'm not sure how I feel about Ashton or his relationship with Scarlett. I know that he cares. I know that he was just trying to protect her, but I just don't. The best way to protect someone is for them to know the full truth, which is why I'm a little aggravated at her grandmother, and I think it was mostly her grandmother that's not telling her things. Well, I guess her father kind of too. but she doesn't have much contact with him at the moment because he's in prison. But yeah, her grandmother isn't didn't want to tell her everything either. Um, and it's like she's going to find out anyways. But when she find, but in the end, if she finds out without the information, she can't protect herself. Like, she deserves to know so she can protect herself and be prepared. Even if things go downhill and she fails at protecting herself, at least she tried, and at least she, she would have been more successful. I'm not making any sense anymore. I'm tired. But I don't know, it just aggravated me. So now I don't know how I feel about Ashton or Ashton's relationship with Scarlett, and I don't think she should have forgiven him so easily. I think they should have been broken up at least for some of book two, like at least half of book two, and have him spending like I think that was the only thing I really had issues with how quickly she forgave him. And I guess that's a good thing. It means she's a forgiving person, which makes her better than her uncle in the long run, which maybe that was the moral of it. But I also think there are some things that are just aren't. I mean, I feel like when it comes to forgiveness, you should forgive, but not for the other person if they don't deserve it, but forgive for yourself so you don't have that hatred because you deserve it. But I just feel like she they got back together too soon. I think that was my only real issue with this book. Like I think they should have drawn out the breakup a little bit and um not get back together quite yet. Don't mind the cat behind me. Um but yeah, that's really my only issue. That's a small issue at that. Um so they like to sneak into my room. But anyways, yeah, so that was my only issue, and like I said, it's a very small issue, doesn't take away from the story at all, and it's just a personal thing. Like I just didn't think Ashton should have been forgiven that easily. I mean, I know that the thing is, I know he had a good intentions, but at the same time, something that big and that life threatening, like seriously, I don't know why he thought for a second that it would be wise to not tell her. Like, what was going through his head? I don't know. Maybe he was afraid what Scarlett would do. I don't know. But yeah. So now I'm not sure about how I feel about Ashton or his relationship with Scarlett, but oh well. Um, but that's okay because my thing I love the most is Scarlett's relationship with Elijah, and that's what matters. And I can't wait to see her relationship with Hunter once they reunite because I know it's heading that direction, which I'm excited for. Um, and the way it ended not only was Ashton's big reveal a secret, but the last chapter before the epilogue. He wants out. I'll get him out in a second. Um, the way it ended, oh my gosh, I want to read the second book. I was afraid of this, so I don't know if I'm gonna start the second book tomorrow because I really do want to get a lot of writing done. I want to finish at least through chapter 40 of the Vampire's Creation this week, and it's I have no idea what today is. I think today's Wednesday. So I have like I'm on chapter 37. No, 38, I think. So yeah. But I don't know. It just like and it also depends on my mood tomorrow. Who knows what mood I'll be in. But I am really excited to start book two whenever I do, which I hope is very, very soon because I'm loving it and I'm excited and this cat is on my hair. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to update you and let you know I wanted to make a review for this book, but it's late. But I want to do it before I while it's still fresh in my mind. So okay then. Um. So yeah. Uh. And I'll update you when I start book two and how my feelings on it as I read it. And I'm very excited because, like I said, this is probably gonna be this is already a new favorite book. The series is gonna be a new favorite series. I can already tell. And anyone who knows me knows my top five favorite books: Harry Potter, Seekers, Monster High Girlfriend, Six of Crows, and Percy Jackson. Mostly in that order. Harry Potter and Seekers is kind of neck and neck because I love them both so much. I do not know which one I love more, but the rest are pretty much in that order. Um, this could be as high up as that. This could potentially be number six, or maybe even top five. as I rate the series, I could end up liking it more than Percy Jackson. I don't think I like it more than Six Girls, but I really did love Percy Jackson and Heroes of Olympus, so I don't know. But it just depends on how the series goes as I continue. But it will probably end up being number 6, um, or 7, depending on how the Warriors of Bria goes once I uh read that. Because I have high hopes for that one too. But I love this nonetheless. It was amazing. I'm obsessed, and this is a new favorite. So I highly recommend it to anyone who loves witches and rituals and strong friendships, family relations, and cults. Because I swear this town is a secret cult. I'm not even kidding. This town is a cult with the Uncle as the leader. This is a cult. I said it once and I'll say it again. Early on I was getting very much flashbacks to the episode of Criminal Minds with Luke Perry, where he was a cult leader. For those of you that are not familiar with Criminal Minds, he was a cult leader, and it was this big thing. And I swear it was giving me those kind of vibes. So yeah, this update has gone very long because I've been very ranty today, but oh well. But nonetheless, I did love it so much. So I'm so excited for the sequel. Um, and book 3 whenever that comes out. So yeah, I'll update you once I start that book and let you guys know how I'm feeling about it. So I'm excited. Hi, I haven't been updating my indie vlog. Sorry. Things have been stressful over here, and um, I don't remember what my last update was, but I'm pretty sure I said I was reading this, and I finished it. So I'm about to rate and review it. I just filmed a review, which probably won't be up for another week, sadly. But I also did a shorter TikTok review, which I'm hoping to get out, which is currently uploading. So yeah. But yeah, I finished it and I loved it. I'm not gonna go too much into it right now because I just did a whole review on it. But I loved it. I loved getting to Hunter's POV and Evan's as well, and learning more about Hunter after hearing so much about him in book 1. He was talked about a lot by the two main characters, Scarlet and Eli, because Scarlet's his twin sister and Eli was his childhood best friend and first love. So yeah, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm going to rate it 5 stars and do a whole review. I'm so excited because I loved it, and now I cannot wait for book 3. So definitely check out this series. It's gonna be a trilogy. It's called Ritual of the Court Trilogy. Book 1 is Malediction. Book 2 is Castigate. I have no idea what book 3 is gonna be titled, but I love it, and it was just so good. So um, I'm kind of sad about what happened with Eli, but there's still hope for a happy-ish ending in book 3. So I'm holding on to that. But um, yeah, it's just a lot happened, and I love finally having Hunter and Scarlet reunite, which was nice. Um, like I said, I get way more in depth in the review, so check that out when it's uploaded. It'll probably be uploaded before this vlog, but it won't be uploaded till like another week or so because of issues. But yeah, so definitely check this book out. I loved it. I loved reading it, and it was just so good. And um, I cannot wait for book 3. I can't stress that enough. This trilogy is already a new favorite. Books 1 and 2 I already loved, and I cannot wait for book 3. So check it out. Definitely highly recommend.